Hi everyone, number one Marmaduke fan here. Samurai and Dinosaurs, written by Michael Murphy, aka Chibi Mike, art by Sergio Calvé, came today. They did a really sweet gesture where they did a thank you to all the backers at the back of the book. So I guess real name reveal. I won't tell you which one is the real name, but I'm on there. All right, and the cover art is credited to Kelsey. Is that Kelsey Shannon? Chibi Mike? I'm not sure. I didn't see it mentioned in the book itself. So I'll talk about the book first and then some of the bonuses after that. So I had Chibi Mike on to discuss Samurai and Dinosaurs, and his sort of pitch for it was imagine an imaginary world where Akira Kurosawa got to collaborate with, like one of the great old-timey Hollywood creature feature directors to make something with kind of like a mashup of the Seven Samurai and good old-fashioned monster flicks. And I really appreciate both the story and the art aspect of this. So just flipping through it, for Calvé, what I dig about Calvé is he's a European artist, and this is just like a great introduction. I'm sure he's done other work, but this is a great introduction to him to a American audience. Obviously, like the immediate comparison that comes to my mind is Stan Sakai and Usagi Yojimbo, which Chibi Mike has mentioned as something he's read and appreciated. But when I say it's like Stan Sakai, I'm not meaning he's copying the Stan Sakai style. I mean, he's doing something like Stan Sakai in that he's an indie artist. He's got kind of like a sketchy abstract style, a lot of emphasis on shape, but his work has a lot of punch, and he knows how to kind of like establish a sense of place and a sense of scale. So with the mountains and the scenery, there are lots of nice little moments to kind of like take a moment and breathe. Generally, it's also really good at keeping characters separate. I'm going to show you like one exception to the rule, and then how good a job they do of it throughout. So the daimyo is named Katai, and he shows up here, and he's got the little dinky mustache, and it cuts to 1 year later, and there's a guy with a full beard who kind of has a similar head shape to Katai. So I kind of got it mixed up at first, but then you turn the page, and this old guy is Ren, the main character. Now, the way you're kind of supposed to be able to tell them apart is the daimyo has the fancy duds, and he's got the little, dinky triangle mustache, and Ren has more like the full manly beard. Feel like it would have helped to have maybe like a few more visual cues, like maybe the daimyo could be fat, or I don't know, have a pudgier nose or a rounder head shape or something. So that's one example of where there was a slight confusion, but actually they do a really good job throughout of having all 7 characters feel very visually distinct. So they all have Japanese names, of course, but like Ren, you can take one look at him and say, old guy. The demon-possessed guy, he's got the wild hair, so you can recognize him instantly. There's a cook who is kind of very peaceful and balding. There's a young artist samurai who's got like a really big top knot, so he's, I don't know, kind of like he's a bit more cocksure and full of himself, so he's got the bigger top knot. There's another kid who's got a smaller, maybe more prim and proper top knot. And I love, so writing, character design-wise, all 7 of the samurai are distinct from each other. All of them kind of like represent maybe a different idea of Japanese culture or a different idea of Bushido, which I love. And writing-wise, all of them get a chance to kind of like establish who they are. Like, it's not like a big, deep character study. We don't like find out like all the inner workings of their mind, but all of them have their own flavor and personality. And Mike brings that out in how they behave and how they respond to the dinosaurs. So that's the other fun part, obviously, is we've got samurai, we've got dinosaurs. These are a really fun thing. But in addition to that, there's also some real care and attention being paid to making sure we can follow the cast and kind of grow and be rooting for the cast as they fight all these dinosaurs. Jumping ahead, there's kind of like a nice mystical element to it too, where they don't know what a dinosaur is, of course, so they call it demons. There's a little mystery surrounding maybe mystically what brought the dinosaurs into ancient Japan. I love that there's a mecha suit, kind of with shades of the Samurai 7 anime and their version of Kikucho. I don't know who the artist is for the bookmark, come to think of it, but that's a little bit more of a Toshiro Mifune inspired take on the characters. Okay, I caught a typo. Distract them at the back of this hut with the old crone's body, and while they're simple brains, processor ruse. Space, you need a space maximum typo shade, Chibi Mike. That's okay. I think that was the only typo I noticed throughout the whole book, actually. So you did pretty good. There are some deaths, and I don't want to spoil some of like the cool twisteroos that happen. For the most part, I feel like all seven samurai do feel distinct from one another. Almost all of them get a nice little character moment, or kind of like you get a chance to get a feel for who they are. And it was really smart to just have like a big intro page where you would have their name nice and big and have them all by themselves. That's a really good idea. So overall, this is a great book. I hope there are some considerations to, I don't know, like bring back future editions of it, do digital editions of it, but I think it was definitely worth the full price I paid for it. If you can get a digital edition for cheaper, it's definitely going to be worth a buy. Great for old samurai movie fans, great for Jurassic Park fans. Really fun, dynamic, energetic, sketchy indie style that I think works great for the subject matter. I won't spoil the twisteroo at the end. Okay. That being said, I'd like if some of the other artists who contributed to the project were credited. Oh, and I really like this cover too. Like it doesn't mention. I'm guessing they just. I don't know where Chibi Mike got it printed. It doesn't name a printer, but it's almost kind of like a glossy acrylic finish, very shiny. So quality print. I like that. Some of the bonuses, there's a nice little thank you page. There's a couple postcards with Calvé's art. There's a prequel comic called The Cabin. And the artist for this one, let's pull it out, was Selena Hernandez, or Chibi Selena. Now, I read this prequel before I read the regular book, and I feel like you should read the regular book before you read the prequel, because these events do occur before the events of Samurai and Dinosaurs, but it'll kind of spoil a fun moment in Samurai and Dinosaurs for you. And I feel like it's a little, maybe from a writing perspective, it's a little hard to piece together what's happening in this one if you haven't read Samurai and Dinosaurs. But it's a bonus little book, and it kind of fleshes out one of the incidental characters in a nice way, adds another layer of mystery to it. It was kind of fun also that when it switched to the events of Samurai and Dinosaurs, it was Sergio Calvé's art that showed up. I just wish that the prequel comic, I don't know, like I wish you didn't have to read Samurai and Dinosaurs to piece together what's going on in the prequel comic. But it's a bonus. I'm like absolutely happy with my purchase. You should keep an eye out for sequels. I know that I don't know if The Gods Fear Me. That's Chibi Mike's current project. I think that ended, but I don't know if it rolled over into a what do you call it, an in-demand store or not. But I'll link to Indie Mike. Not I gotta mix them up. I'm mixing up Indie Dave Comics and Chibi Mike. Whoopsie doopsie whoopsie. All right, Chibi. I will link to Chibi Mike's stuff so you can see more of Samurai and Dinosaurs, see more of his current project and his Twitter. So very fun book. Happy with my purchase. Good job with that. Normal Marmaduke fan. I love you guys. We don't need no stinking 10-minute videos. Catch you later.